I just want to get a temperature check on everybody and how they feel about Kanye West at this current juncture. So 1 being, I can't even listen to his music no more, and 100 being, I feel no different about who he is and his impact in music and culture and all of that. So 1 through 100, where we at?
I'm at a 80% mark. I mean, I don't not like Kanye, and I mean, I think creatively, art aside, you know what I'm saying, the music is, the music. So I mean, the old music for me. But
That part. I think I'm 60% because I still am a hardcore Kanye fan and I love his old music, but lately he's been giving us a lot of things I don't like plus music I don't like. So double homicide.
I think I'm at like a 50 because I see what he's trying to do. I just feel like it needs to be filtered. Like, not everything is for everybody at every time. He needs a Finsta or something like that. There's no way you should be posting screenshots. It happened 2 minutes ago. Like,
I know.
you just saw it, read the message, right to Instagram. Like, you need to
Chill.
give your phone to somebody, an assistant or something.
yeah.
We're going to screen this. All right, we're going to put this up.
Right. No, I feel that. Honestly, I'm at about a 5 at this current juncture. Yes, because it just feels like the Kanye West that gave us College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, it kind of feels like that Kanye is gone. And I don't know how to deal with that. Like, I'll hear the music, I'll listen to it, and a minute in, I'm like, okay, I got to turn this off because White Lives Matter, this. Like, all these things start popping in my head. But do you guys think that we can separate the art from the artist?
I think so. I mean, I think absolutely. Like, art is just that. It's expression, you know what I'm saying, of something. And I don't think that the art always relates to the artist. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people create art for other people or through what they assume is the eyes of other people.
I think you can, but I think in the case of Kanye, he does let his personal stuff interfere with the art. And even when he's working with other artists, I remember when he was putting out Teyana's album, she expressed a lot of concern with her working relationship with Kanye. And it was at a time where he was wilding out again. So there you have an example of his antics affecting the art. So if it's going to affect it that directly, it is an issue for me.
I don't really know if you could separate because they're the person who made it. So it's like, you're the one holding the paintbrush. It's like, it falls on you. You're accountable for the things you make, say, and do. I feel like people do pick and choose who to separate the art from the
That's
artist.
true. That's definitely true.
I definitely do.
I do too.
If we're gonna separate it for one, I'm a person. We got to do it for everybody. I can't really pick. I don't play favorites, so it's like I might like you, but if you want some BS, I'm gonna say it. Like,
Right.
so I do think that like I said, he just needs to be filtered. I don't need to know everything about you. Like, I feel like I know you too much.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
like,
Bring back mystery
when
and
people
mystique.
when people always say don't meet your heroes, I feel like we done all met Kanye way too close, like. So I feel like that's really a problem.
Oh, yeah.
Big problem.
Yeah, and I mean, when you think about people like, hate to bring him up, but R. Kelly, that was the first instance where I was like, oh yeah, I have to, or no, I can't separate the art from the artist because he's making love songs. Yeah, and I'm like, who this song about? Like, it makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I think in Kanye's music early on, it was like, Black people, having the confidence in ourselves to do what it is that we need to do, succeed. You need, be the best that we can be. And now you flip the switch to like, okay, you blacks are XYZ and you black. Like, have y'all seen the interviews where he literally addresses Black people as the blacks? I'm like, is this the same man who said George Bush doesn't care about Black people?
It's not the same man. And that's the thing. Like, that's why I'm saying back then when he was doing College Dropout and all that stuff, think about what he was talking about. It went with what he believed. If what he believes right now is all the things he's saying on Drink Champs, I don't want to listen to that. So I don't know, like, what this next project is going to give. Like, what are you going to be talking about? What are you going to try to be convincing me of? What are you going to be expressing,
Well, I mean, a lot of the things that he was talking about on Drink Champs, it was a lot of business stuff that a lot of times we don't deal with, right? Especially as somebody who is an artist, most times you aren't that close to the business to know what's going on behind the scenes, what's being said, how it's being said. I mean, I'm from the South, so I'm called all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? And people call us blacks all the time. So to me, it didn't make a difference to me. I think he is allegedly like bipolar, so I think that we also have to continue to take that into consideration when we listen to a lot of the things that he says. And it's a read between the lines thing for me. I'm not saying that everything he says is correct or anything like that, but he does say things that I think will make you think. And from a marketing standpoint, I think he's just really trolling the hell out of everybody. And he's like Doja Catting us right now with the Moose song and shit. You know, like, I feel like it's really a big troll to get out of Balenciaga and all of these businesses.
Yeah. But I mean, Kanye, please do it another way, because it's like he's taking a dump on black people and all the stuff that he's saying about it, and then, also the Jewish community.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, Kanye West, let him tell it. He's a genius. Put some of them genius molecules in your brain to work and like market your music in a creative way to where you don't have to take these drastic measures and like say all this crazy stuff.
That's why I don't even think I can use the word genius with him anymore the way I used to, because yes, he has the mental health issues, but this is also a 45-year-old man. At some point in our growth as adults, we start to learn how to like speak to people, how to think before we put something out. Like what he was saying about filtering yourself, that kind of comes with growth and maturity and age and wisdom, I would think. If you're really this genius, I think you would have kind of also gone through some sort of process like that, whether it's through therapy or whatever measures you go through. But I don't think that we can just continue to give him a pass because of mental health. There are other people who have bipolar and have these other diagnoses, and they take measures to deal with that in a way that makes sense for them and improves their lives, and also is considerate of their loved ones and the people around them.
Right.
And he's not doing that. And he has the money, he has the resources, and I would hope the common sense to do that. And the marketing, once you get to that point in your career, you should not be relying on gimmicks to market your music. He's big enough. You could just drop an album without saying anything at Kanye's level. You don't need to do the things that he's doing. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with everything you said. Like, it really makes you sit and wonder, like, is that where we are in music? Like, if this is what one of the most well-known artists has to do to, get his clothes and his music out there, like, is that where the industry is? Like, if so, that's scary.
And it's not. I mean, look at Kendrick Lamar. He's a great example. Look at the way he marketed his album and his tour and everything that he's doing and how he's focusing on the art. Kendrick is not out here doing these interviews.
Yeah. And you know
Like,
what? No, and you're right. And the thing is, Kendrick Lamar, he did touch on things that were semi-controversial, but it was in the music. He wasn't tweeting. He wasn't going in on this one, that one, that one. Like, it was in the music. And I respect it if you can put it in the music and create dialogue, as opposed to being online just firing off tweets and, doing
That's what
like
a genius creative does, is what Kendrick.
I feel like Kanye is just IRL right now. Like, he's super in real life. And I think that, obviously, when it comes down to art, I'm sure you can speak to that as an artist manager. You obviously are creating things that you want to either tell a story or spark up some type of a conversation, right? But then in the same token, like, I mean, Kanye West I think he's past that. And I think maybe that's why it's showing in his music that he's kind of like, I'm trying to do something else. I mean, he's trying to start a whole ecosystem. Like, this man he's trying to do something that, and I understand, like, it, when you are doing something different from what the norm is, it is going to look like different. Okay, hold on. What are you doing? What you stop talking? You talking crazy. You doing the most. You know what I'm saying? And there are times where I listen to Kanye and I'm like, what the hell are you fucking talking about? You know what I mean? But then there are other times where I'm like, okay. I mean, we were talking about moving to LA. You You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
being here and just having to have that discernment, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the same thing with listening to Kanye. Like when you're listening to Kanye, you really just have to have that discernment because sometimes he gonna say some off the wall shit. You know what I'm saying? But I grew up in Texas, right? And my grandma will say some off the wall shit. And if you didn't read between the lines of what she's saying, you gonna get your ass whooped because you wasn't listening. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I think that that's what you gotta do sometimes. You gotta just,
Yeah,
you know?
I like that you use the example of your grandma because, the grandmother is the matriarch. You have respect for her.
Yeah.
You let stuff slide because that's a family member that you respect a lot.
Exactly.
Now, Kanye West, I feel like he gets that same type of respect in music. He has dropped amazing projects that people regard as like some of the best music we've gotten in hip hop and rap.
Right.
And I feel like he leans on that though. Like he knows he can get away with certain things because of how much he has contributed to the culture. But I think it's reaching a boiling point now.
It is.
Like people are calling him overrated. Like people, they're saying, oh, well, the music ain't really that good.